Om Vasudevasutam Devam Kansachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagatguru. So we are reading very important concepts of Karma Yoga. The action, whichever action, small or big, when we perform. One is, there is no action without a purpose. We do not do anything which doesn't have a purpose. Everything we do for a purpose. We cannot live without action, at least for the maintenance of the body, for living the life, earning livelihood. Action is required. Without that you cannot. You can't earn anything without action. Action is something in between. If you want to earn not only money, if you earn even respect from people, or if you want to earn commendation from somebody, is all possible with the action, hard work. So, this action is important. That's why these different aspects of action are being discussed in Karma Yoga. So this chapter in that way is very important for us. And there is a way to do action. Actions which are harmful to others, actions which are helpful to others, actions which are helpful to us, harmful to us, selfish action, unselfish action. There are varieties of actions. The more you are on the path of spirituality, what is spirituality? Spirituality is to realize the truth that I am Atman, that I am consciousness. That Atman or consciousness is called God by different people. Those who realize God is not that I came to know about the mobile phone. Even if I come to know about mobile phone remains an object for me. I do not become mobile phone, or mobile phone doesn't become me. Knowing God is not like that. Knowing God is to be God. How? We give example. We had a F1 race, night race. So in a fraction of a second the vehicle will pass through. There are very specialized cameras are there. When they take a picture, the aperture should be very fast, so that the fast moving vehicle still picture can be taken. You cannot take a still picture of a moving object unless your camera is adjusted accordingly. Take a simple example. You are standing on a railway platform and a train passes with a speed. Can you see anybody sitting inside the train near the window? You cannot see them because the train moves very fast. Think, a train is moving, say, at the speed of 100 kilometers per hour. On the next track, you are in a train which also moves 100 kilometers per hour. A time comes when the speed becomes equal, you will find that both the train are static, both the train are not moving. All of us have experience. Earlier in childhood it used to be fun. We used to say, hey, our train started. Actually the other train started, you feel that you are moving. Why I am giving this example? If a moving train, which otherwise you do not know who is sitting inside the train, but you are in another train parallel to it with the same speed, you can even take a still photograph of a person. It will be clear because it nullifies the speed as if you are static. Because of wind, you may not be able to talk, but you can tell like this, and person also can wave the hands. Even if you are in a motion, because both the motion are equal, it appears to be static. This is the logic we want to use here. Then how to know what is light? Whether light is rays or light is a flow of particles or what? How you know it? You can't know it. Unless you travel with the light with the same speed, then you can understand what it is. That means you have to be light to understand what light is. That's why knowing God is to be God. Then only you can realize. Being in the gross level of our body, you can't realize your consciousness. To realize that you are consciousness, that you are Chinmaya, you are Atman, to realize that, you have to be mentally in that level to perceive yourself into that level. For example, we change the levels of our thinking always. Continuously we are changing one to another. When your child comes to you, when you behave with your child as the parent, as soon as the child goes and your parents come, it is the same you're showing your way of affection changes. Then your spouse comes, then your friend comes. You change immediately. Affection, love, word is same, but word, love are different types of love. In the same way, it is the same mind. When you are attached to the body, you are of one type. When you are attached to your intellect, you are another person. And you are attached to your consciousness, you become the third person. What a professor enjoys reading or teaching the fine intellectual concepts of any subject. Do you think a rickshaw puller or laborer in a mill, he won't be able to understand? He can, provided he trains his mind. This is the difference in level. I'm not telling one is higher, one is lower. Nobody is higher or lower. But if you are not habituated, you cannot even understand what is going on in that subject. There is a true story. In Bengal, there was a scientist called Meghnad Saha. Now, Meghnad Saha and one of our Swami, so far as I know, he was Swami Dhyanatmananda. Both were friends. So one became monk, one became a scientist. But they kept their friendship till the end. One day Meghnad Saha came to our center where the Swami was staying and told, you see, you religious people, you just talk. You can't prove anything. You talk about God, you cannot show me God. You talk about God, you cannot prove even the existence of God. Look at us. We are scientists. If I say something, I bring you to my laboratory, I show you, I prove you. So that Swami was, yeah, that is very true. Let us go for a walk. It's a big ashram, Belgharia. So both were walking. After a long walk, they came to the main gate where some cycle rickshaw pullers, earlier time, now also very few are there, where it is not a bicycle or tricycle. It's a human being will run holding the rickshaw. That is practically banned now in a way, inhuman. But still there are few maybe. So the Swami asked the scientist, what do you see? Oh, there are rickshaw pullers. Let us go to them and you explain to them whether it is law of gravitation or whether it is law of motion, whatever your science is, explain to him. So he said, what you are talking? How they can understand? He has to go to school, then slowly he will learn. Immediately I can't explain him the principles of science. The Swami says, that's what I wanted to say. Every science, every school of knowledge has a preparation. There are two, which is called Para and Apara Vidya. If you are a teacher of science, teacher of mathematics, nobody will ask for your character certificate. Sir, if you don't speak truth, you cannot become a mathematics teacher. Sir, if you are not of a great character, you cannot be science teacher. It may not have anything to do with spirituality is there. Kathopanishad says in one shloka, na avirata duscharitat, na ashanto, na asamahitah. One who is duscharitra, spiritual path is difficult because you have to have terms with yourself. If you are in terms with yourself, it's okay. Now, ashanta, you are disturbed minded. How you can meditate? Many people come, we want to meditate. Yeah, you can meditate. Meditation is, there is no rule that who can meditate, who cannot. Everybody can. But the prerequisite of meditation is there. At least your mind should be a little calm. That's why those who are initiated will know. Earlier used to say, I do not know at present the gurus tell you or not. Sitting on the asana, you can do japa, but it is good to create a mood. Maybe you recite some stotras or sing some bhajan or light one incense stick or just create an atmosphere. Then your mind practically is ready. So preparation is there. If you are not prepared, the example which we gave, if there is a pail of water, bucket of water, the water inside the bucket has to be clean, pure water and should not be turbulent, should be calm. Then only you can see the bottom of the bucket. Try. You take a pail of water, put a little soap, some foams will come. Try to see the bottom of it is hardly 1 foot below, you cannot see. But take a pail of water, which is a clean water, not disturbed. Clean water also, if you disturb, you cannot see below. So there are two conditions. To see the bottom of yourself, means your own self. One, because we see it through mind. So mind has to be pure and mind has to be quiet. Turbulent mind and impure mind cannot realize God. These two are required. So preparation is there. All the spiritual practices, what we do, is practically our effort to make our mind pure and to make our mind peace or still. External disturbances are there. It is like disturbing the surface of the water. You are sitting alone. Nothing is there to disturb you. But anything can disturb. Suddenly electricity goes, aircon stops working, you start feeling stuffy in your room. How you came to know? Because I can feel now it is cold, then it becomes warm. Unless the cold or warmness comes in contact with you, your skin, Indriya, Artha, the sense and the sense object. The contact of cool air, when it touches my skin, I feel cool. If I am wearing gloves or something, even if it is cold, I will not feel. For me to feel cool, my skin must come in touch with the cool air. This is the simplest science. Indriya, Indriyasya Artha. There is a sweet in front of me. Without putting in my mouth, can I taste it? Without touching the sweet, my tongue or my mouth has to touch the sweet. Indriya, Indriyasya Artha. The meaning or the object. Sense object. The contact of sense and sense object creates pleasure and pain. Pleasure or pain. What we generally do, that which creates pleasure, we go towards that and want to repeat it. That which is painful, we try to avoid it. Even sometimes we hate it. So sense and sense objects, when they come in contact with each other, it is so arranged that this contact creates pleasure or pain. If you are caught by that, then pleasurable feeling will create attachment. Miserable feeling creates hatred. Sri Krishna says this. This sense and sense objects contact has to create pleasure or pain. If you are become attached to the pleasure or pain, it is going to obstruct your path. That's why every time we say, we try to make things comfortable, that's fine. If I come to know, we don't react for that, that's a very small thing to do. Hey, you did not come for last 1 month? No, Swamiji, your Sarada Hall aircon was not working, so I did not come. If somebody says me this, so many thoughts come in your mind. You do not come here for aircon, but you will find many people, according to their state of mind, immediately get disturbed. I am not telling it's a very wrong thing, we also get disturbed. The more disturbed you become, it is difficult for you to come at equilibrium and concentrate your mind. That's why when you come to temple, you see how nicely our traditions have been. You came to temple, close the door, aircon is working, so it is comfortable for skin. You are not feeling warm. Then you sit on the carpet. Yeah. Not heavy, comfortable, but at least it's not pinching my leg. The nice statue with a decoration. So skin was tvacha. Skin is taken care by aircon in the carpet. Beautiful statue with nice decoration. Your eyes are taken care. More or less we sing in tune. So the ears are taken care. Then we put the incense stick. Then your nose is taken care. All your five senses which gather the feeling of pleasure or pain are all subdued by it is not that you immediately become so happy and you start dancing. No, it is not that kind of happiness. So it is not miserable experience and it is not that pleasurable something. It's comfortable. All your five senses, the nose, the eyes, the ears, the skin. And then we will come down, we give little prasad, so the tongue also is taken care. All the five senses are taken care so that your mind doesn't get disturbed and you can concentrate in the thoughts of God. That's the whole purpose. But very nicely these people arranged. If you are habituated to come to our temple, is of one type. When you go to other temple, wow, lot of noise. Because you are not habituated. Here your ears are taken care. Oh, they don't provide anything, I have to sit on the floor. You are not habituated. Oh, the dhupa sambarani which they give, wow, so suffocating. Because you are habituated with something. Your five senses are taken care. Your five senses are undisturbed so that the mind can be concentrated. So the sense and sense object, when they come in contact with each other, it either creates pleasure or creates pain. Pain doesn't mean you start crying or shouting. No. Unpleasurable. Sometimes we say, hey, what dhupa you are putting? No, somebody donated. Don't put it. The smell is not very good. Why? Because it disturbs you. Yes, some bad smell is coming from somewhere. You need to take care of that because otherwise foul smell spoils the atmosphere. Long before, you remember we had carpets here. So one lady came and told, Swamiji, don't mind if I say something? No, please tell, please tell. Either you change the carpet or remove it. Sometimes it smells. So we decided to remove it. Why? When you come here and sit, that foul smell doesn't allow you to concentrate. Mind is to be concentrate and mind is disturbed by the five senses. Five senses of knowledge are there to gather the knowledge and information of the things around you. How is the temperature, smell, touch, sight, sound. These are the five senses. So, if you become attached to the result of this contact, we become attached. We out of fun say sometimes, if the cold drink loses coolness, you become angry. If hot tea loses heat, you don't like. Because your mind is set. Tea means hot, drink means cold. This is here. This concept is here. Other than that, something different you don't like. Yeah, what tea, huh? become cold ready. Where it is written that tea should be hot only? Any shastra, any scriptures? No. We are habituated with that. So concept is in our mind. This need to be understood. Concept in our mind, but practice is done by the senses. Change the concept, no problem. I want to drink coffee, hot coffee or cold coffee, because my mind is set with both, some like this, some like that. So all the concepts are in the mind. Coffee doesn't go in the mind. Coffee goes to the mouth and the tongue will taste the coffee. The skin of your tongue understand whether it is cold or hot. You don't put coffee in your mind. You put coffee to the senses. And the senses gather the knowledge, oh, it is hot. The mind says, but you say it is cold drink? How cold drink can be hot? This is mind. Because we are attached to these concepts. Sri Krishna says here, the contact between senses and the sense object, pleasure or pain is created. We get attached to this pleasure and pain. You are not attached to coffee, you are not attached to tea. You are attached to the fragrance of the tea, the taste of the tea, the heat of the tea. And the mind has a concept of that tea. If it matches, it is pleasurable. If it doesn't match, it is not pleasurable. Sri Krishna says, when this contact of senses and sense object create pleasure and pain, if you become attached to this pleasure and pain, then it is difficult for you, because every time things will not come according to you. When our life is miserable, I wanted this, but I got this. I do not want this, but it comes to me. There are two types of problem. I want this, I am not getting. I do not want, but I am getting. I don't like so much rain, but it rains, so I am disturbed. I don't like heat. When it is hot, I get disturbed. I like rain, but last 1 month never rain. So problem. You see, the concept is in the mind. When it happens in accordance to your mind, the experience is pleasurable. I expect you to do this. If you do this, I am happy. Why? Because it matches with my expectation. But I expected something which you didn't do, so miserable, angry, dejected. Why? It is not in accordance with my mind. So here the message of this shloka is, we generally, why generally? Mostly, or for in every respect, whatever we do is guided by our experience of pleasure and pain. Just see. That which is pleasurable, I want to do. That which is miserable, I do not want it to do. Children, you give homework. If he doesn't want to do, homework is difficult. If a child is interested to go to school, going to school is pleasurable. So this pleasurable and miserable, these two categories, I cannot change the working of this object. I can change the concept of my mind. If it is in accordance with the state of my mind or condition of my mind, it is pleasurable, otherwise not. But I cannot change the thing outside. That's why we always want to change outside. No, you do like this. Why? Because that is comfortable to me. You know, we had a king in India. he suddenly decided, I don't like Delhi. There is 500 kilometers far, there is a small town, I will develop it called Daulatabad. I want to make that as my kingdom. Can you believe the whole city has to go there? Every building was demolished or do construct a new building. And people died on the way. Everybody is told to walk 500 kilometers because the king wants that to be pleasurable. So these things are there. Sometimes you will find people want to do changes externally. It happens. Sometimes for good, sometimes not for good. That's why when we need to do some changes, I sit down in my room and say, do I do these changes because I want to do it or it is beneficial to the people? Oh no, it is good for people if this change is done. And then it is to be done. It doesn't matter to me. Not for my happiness I should do any changes. Correct? We have so many practices. In mission also we have different types of practices. Or we distribute prasad in this way or that way, or prasad should be inside the hall or outside the hall. So we decide. So I told no, prasad will be inside the hall only Ashtami day because crowd is much, it will be outside. Because it will be troublesome to people. Not more than 200 people can sit, so 400 will be waiting outside. So rather, we gave small changes, I am telling. So we did what we did, those who were here. On Ashtami way, we distributed outside. But we closed this hall. So many people say, yes, you gave the prasad, where to sit? I said, no, I cannot go to Sarada Hall, outside. In Ashtami night itself, I started thinking, what was the fun in not allowing people to sit in Sarada Hall? At least some elderly people can sit in Sarada Hall. Kali Puja, remember? We opened the Sarada Hall, though prasad was distributed outside. You do change for the benefit of people, not because I want to do change. No. In our life is the same. Whole family is against, no, sofa should be this side. It's okay, sofa can be anywhere. But it's for my happiness or happiness of everyone. If it is for happiness of everyone, then everybody, oh yeah, it is a good idea. So, Sri Krishna says in this sloka, the contact of senses and the sense object creates pleasure and pain. You don't get attached to that pleasure and pain. The more attached you become, it is an obstruction to your peace of mind. It's obstruction to yoga. It's obstruction to your spiritual life. Because as soon as you are attached to pleasure and aversion for the pain, you start repeating the action or you start avoiding the action. And your whole concentration is not in achieving your goal, but in remain busy with the objects. Spiritual life cannot be led if we are always busy with the objects of life. What about the subject? People do exercise, very good. So we say many times, a strong body, very good, very muscular. How it goes it with a weak mind? A beautiful body. What about the ugly mind? So as we do, making our body good, no problem, it should be done for a good health. Do something to make the mind beautiful, make the mind strong. So if we remain only on the body level, we will be busy with making the body either strong, beautiful, colorful, this, that and all that. It's good, nothing wrong about it. Parallel, mind has to be strong, mind has to be pure, mind has to be beautiful, mind has to be little less selfish. So he says, don't get attached to this feeling of pleasure and pain which your contact of sense and sense object create. Then what happens? I am attached to this. I like this. So I drink. But I have only one bottle. But my desire is very... I'm giving you just one example. You can interpret in every way. All of us are given one bottle of water. I am so thirsty, I am so happy, so I drink. I finished my bottle, still I want to drink. So I take away your bottle. You say, but when I am thirsty, I have to drink. No. I don't care. I am happy to drink water, whether you drink or not. So what I do, I encroach out of desire. This is one simple example. That which gave you pleasure, that which gave you pain, and you are attached to this pleasure and pain. So you multiply your effort in acquiring more pleasure and avoiding more and more pain. When it encroaches others' rights, others' duties, then the problem is created. So the next sloka says, Shreyan swadharmo vigunaha paradharmat swanushthitat. Swanushthitat, action performed by me is good to do what is your duty. You don't try to do somebody's duty. You can help somebody if they want. It's not from that sense. For example, we are participating in a drama. You became a king, I became a servant, somebody became a queen, somebody became a gatekeeper. We have our roles to play. Now I want to speak king's dialogue. King want to speak gatekeeper's dialogue. The whole drama will be spoiled. Shreyan swadharma. Speak your own dialogue. You don't need to speak my dialogues. How the drama can go? And somebody keeps on doing this. So what the director will tell? Once, twice, thrice. Hey, remove this fellow. He doesn't understand. Speak, sir, your dialogue, not somebody's dialogue. Do your duty, not somebody's duty. What is duty? Which you are supposed to do. Whatever you are supposed to do, you do. Whatever I am supposed to do, I do. I don't do your duty, you don't do my duty. Yes, if I need your help, I will tell. If you need my help, you tell me. That's a different thing. Everybody has a role to play in family, in society. Everybody has a role to play. Even up to that extent, Sri Krishna says, Swadharme nidhanam shreyam. Do your duty, even you have to die. Don't try to do somebody's work. Somebody's work means what? You are not supposed to. Which you are not supposed to, you cannot. These disciplines are very clearly notified. And nowadays the modern life has become very difficult in every possible way. And we also are not free from that. So much detailing is being done now. These are the management things, cannot help. Everybody has a duty to perform. Correct? Job description is there. Responsibilities are there. You help others if they want, but don't do others' duty. So your own duty, though it is small compared to others, in a drama, a gatekeeper's duty, it looks very small. King's duty seems to be very big. It's a different thing. At the end of the day, you are paid the same daily wages. But this is required. Why this is told? In pursuit of pleasure, don't encroach somebody's duty, somebody's life, somebody's performance, somebody's role. Out of help is fine. Oh, you don't have water? Hey, take. There's nothing wrong about it. But you say, oh, I already have my bottle of water, I don't need it. No, you take. Arey, what kind of person you are? In a simple lifestyle also, you need to do your duty. You need to do your role. Out of excessive desires, if you start doing somebody's role, then the drama of life will be spoiled. But what we do? Sometimes you say, yes, I know it, but still I do. Sometimes we used to have, nowadays much reduced. Earlier, many years before, we had some boys, and sometimes we get a call from a particular shop. Your boys, we have caught him for doing some shoplifting. So we go, say sorry to the shopkeeper, give the things back, and he also will tell, no, we don't want to complain to police because the life will be that he was stealing, he was caught for stealing and all that. So we go and bring the boy back. Like this one incident happened. So I told the boy, what did you want to take from the shop without paying? No, Swamiji, one chocolate. I said, how many chocolate we gave you? Why you need to steal? You just come to Boys Home and tell Swamiji, can I have a chocolate? I will give. Why you need to steal? I was not scolding him, because if you scold, it is suppressing him. So I said, I'm not scolding you, I just want to know from you. Tell me, what's your mind? What's going on in your mind? Then the boy told this. I know, Swamiji, I should not steal. I'm staying in Boys Home for 2 years. At least that much I have learned. I should not steal. I was so much tempted to, and I couldn't control my temptation. Krishna says in one shloka, Sadrisham chestate swasya prakrite. People behave according to their nature. That nature is to be changed. That can be changed with cogitation, thinking, correcting oneself. When somebody else correct is painful, but you yourself correct is easier. But we behave according to our nature. Not only we, very interesting. Sadrisham chestate swasya prakrite. People behave according to their nature. Jnanavanapi. Even a man of wisdom. Here wisdom means scholar. True wisdom cannot do this. Jnanavanapi. A person who is intelligent. Not a fool. He also does according to his nature. What is nature? We believe in past lives and past karmas and all that. So all the tendencies we bring together. In that, desires add like a ghee in the fire. And then we break the rule. Prakritim yanti bhutani. People do according to their nature. Nigraha kim karishyati. Who can control them? That's why you have a controlling factor in this society. Police is one control, the magistrate is another control. Eh? Those who stay together, each other's control. It keeps us in a place. So, essence is this. We act according to our nature. Whether you are a wise man or a fool or a scholar or ignorant, the basic structure given is the same. What is that structure? 5 senses and 5 object of senses. When come in touch with each other, creates pleasure and pain, you become attached to pleasure or aversion for the pain. Because attached to pleasure, you encroach, you take more freedom than which you are supposed to. Or it is painful, you avoid in such a way that you avoid your duty. You can't avoid your duty even if it is painful. What you need to do, you need to do. You have a night duty, but I feel sleepy, so what? Put water in your eyes and do your duty. Correct? Painful, but don't get attached to the pain and increase your dislike for the duty. Don't get attached to the pleasure. Yes, it is you enjoy. But because of the desire, you encroached, you went out. And that pleasure, because of attachment to the desire, attachment to the pleasure, the desire also brings pain. So, in these 2-3 shlokas, this concept is given that in general, we all are the same. If the water is good, I also like, you also like. If water is not good, you also don't like, I also don't like. Then how to use this wisdom? Pleasure and pain, you recognize pleasure and pain. But when you are attached to pleasure and pain, there are chances of you to cross the limit because of your attachment to the pleasure. I am pleasurable, I drink my water. I have no right to snatch your bottle and drink, correct? That is the word here. Water is there for me to drink. I am so much desirous of drinking water that I finish my water, I snatch your water also. And that is wrong. Just see if any extra bottle is available, you take. I have no right to snatch your water and drink. That's what Krishna is telling here. This is a simple example you can multiply anywhere. So, do your own duty, do your own, and we are earlier shlokas he told, there is a chakra, there is a circle, there is a logic. You cannot go out of the logic. Simple logic also you cannot go out. Immediately, people will mind it, your friends will mind it, your family will mind it, somebody will mind it. So this is the idea. We have some more shlokas are there for that, and we shall discuss it again. Thank you. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.